Welcome back to the Steel Legion, you beautiful people. So yeah, last episode we nearly got wiped by a bunch of the old Vespids. There's maybe like 177 of them. The raid compressed down in 70, and they ended up with some absolutely nuts stats. So if we go over here, compressed raider, and then so 63.62 blunt, heat and sharp resist, which is mental. Dodge chance plus 2%, melee hit chance plus 2.5, movement speed plus 1.27, shooting accuracy 0.6. Basically immune to spring-in traps, which is a little bit of a problem for us because we have a whole bunch of barbed wire. And then they basically look like they are completely loaded up on bionics, even though they're not. And then plus 127% to moving on top of the movement speed there. So you get the idea. Then 127% consciousness. Yeah, that makes them pretty nuts. So just go across here. And considering that he has been shot to pieces, his stats are pretty insane. And then he's also got combat serum on him as well. Then over here, these guys are pretty much the same with some nuts stuff going on. So this one is drunk artificial nose, if I could word that. Architect power arm, bionic field arm, architect liver, and then they are particularly tough and fast. And the kit that they're dropping is like legendary. Like, that is not okay. So let's have a little ganders at this. 3 shot burst, damage 22, armor penetration 72%. You know, just casually as you do. Accuracy close, 90%. Accuracy short, 98%. Medium accuracy, 100%. Accuracy long range, 100% with a 36 range. Yeah, no, not a thing. And then you got these little bad man, the neutron blasters. 30 damage, 48% armor penetration, which by itself is nuts again. And burst count of 4. Which is, yet again, pretty insane. And then accuracy close, 100%. Accuracy short, 100%. Accuracy medium, 100%. Accuracy long, 100%. Yeah. These are some super tough cookies. And they blasted our guys apart. Like, basically, no one came out unscathed. So, they are retreating. So, obviously we ended last episode, started this one up, and they decided to all leave, whereas we did have a couple more kicking about, which is fine. We are not too bothered about that. That is good for us. What we're going to actually do is we're going to get everyone that we can. We're going to pull back into this section along here. Everyone that can. There we go. And we are just going to let them run back through the kill zone, because fighting them is not going to be the greatest of ideas right now. Okay, not gonna lie, I might have completely lost all of my chain of thought of what we were talking about. I am moving house in like 3 days, hopefully, maybe. It is not confirmed, so obviously moving house is kind of a big deal, but I haven't got much notice. So I had to go off and deal with some of the paperwork on that, so I forgot what we were talking about. Other than putting a rec room into there, we do need a bunch of people are going to need to be healed up. It looks like we've cleared most of the Vespids out of the base, so I'm going to actually take everyone off draft now. Hopefully most people get themselves healed up. And then we're also going to reinforce along this section, so there is going to be a kill zone there, so guys can't go and hide behind here. Cowboy, you going to be right there, mate? Mate, that thing just took a autocannon straight to the back and it's fine. Okay, now it's not. Cool. We're also kicking out some heavy bolters. It was pointing out in the comment section that what we could do was put down some principal mounted heavy bolters, which, yeah, that's a great idea and all, but they're not as good as heavy bolters we can make. And I'm sorry, if the tower's going to start running at us with legendary weapons, we are going to be shooting them down with the best kit we got. I do believe it was Cowboy that got mashed up, yeah. So Cowboy's bleeding out in 3 hours. Augustus is bleeding out in 11. Belarus is down. Margarita is down. Who's bleeding out? Looks like... Okay, Doracry. Okay, Fasto, I need you tend into Doorcry right away. Then we need to get Cowboy into the bed. He's already on his way. Cool. Then we also need to get Augustus. Augustus was already in bed. Fine, so we should be able to heal all of them up. Fasto, what's up with you? Permanent brain injury. Oh, that's just what we needed. Amazing. So we're also going to need to get a bunch of Polaris Block Restorers so that we can sort out the brain injuries, because I imagine a few people have them because our helmets suck. Hence why we're going to kick out a bunch more decent shields. 21 hours. Who else was medical? Augustus. Actually, mate, you are going to self-tend and get on that. Are you missing anything? No. Thankfully not. He can heal to Cowboy. Right, if we can actually get everyone healed up and then back into the fight, that's going to be awesome, because I'm not sure if we're actually going to be recovered before the next one comes in. Salma, how are you doing? 2 conditions. Stalk. Okay, Pravis, you are going to go down and rescue Margarita. I think after that we should actually be square. Going to get a whole bunch more plasteel. Turrets are taken out. All of this is going to be broken down and stripped down. New defensive line here. Then I think what the other plan is, we'll actually take that out, put another plasteel door there. And then we're going to creep a bunch of machine gun turrets across here. So anything that comes across there is going to get shot by machine gun turrets on this flank. Then hit by autocannons coming down this way. And then another kill zone into this section so we can fall back. And maybe, just maybe, we turn this into the hospital itself so we're not running around. But in the meantime, what we're doing, we're moving a bin, we're putting plasteel doors in and then reinforcing these walls here. So we're going to have a quicker throughput. Quicker throughput, that's the one. Yeah, look at me wording away like an adult. And the first heavy bolter is out. Now, we did kind of want to try and avoid this, but seeing as we know what we're up against, I think a couple heavy bolters might be needed. We need someone that's got good hitting power, which heavy bolters do, and then can also shoot a lot of shots at the same time. So weight of fire and rate of fire are going to be super important, and the heavy bolter does that pretty well. Autocannons are pretty insane as well. So 70 odd damage, which is mental. Burst count of 3, good accuracy, and 68% armor penetration. Right, not a bad bit of kit. Now for the heavy bolter on the other hand, it is similar in the sense of 56 damage, 62% armor penetration, but it's a burst count of... Yeah, no, that is super broken. Accuracy, 100% close, short, medium, and long. Range cooldown of 3 seconds, but if you're getting hit by these, then... Yeah, I don't even know what caliber they would be. Maybe 75 or 100mm. If the storm bolt was 75... then the heavy bolt would be bigger than a storm bolter. I'll probably go for 100mm. That is, no, it wouldn't be 100mm, it'd be 100 cal. Details. It'd be mentally huge. It would ruin just about anything's day that got hit by it. It's basically a rocket-propelled grenade that is twice the size of an anti-material rifle round. Yeah, it's a good bit of kit. And we got our first Devil Strand combat shield. Now, with these combat shields, they offer no protection against range, which is what we've got the shield butts for. But if anything gets in close, then they're going to do a little bit, and we've also can see the little badges on them, which I think is quite fun, a little bit interesting. We're going a little bit off fluff at the moment, but this is about surviving right now, and we don't have the guards' numbers. So, yeah, pretty much all the time we are going to be outnumbered and outgunned. First twin-linked las cannon has been rebuilt. Now we've got a bunch of cannons over here that are going to need to be rebuilt as well, which is a bit of a shame. I doubt any of this is going to get done. This section won't get done until next attack. But say if the next attack's like mechanoids, maybe even orcs, we're fine. If it's Tau or more Vespids, we might be in a little bit of trouble. We have like banged out a whole bunch more bionics onto our guys, so the people are tougher now. But that toughness doesn't really save us from the fact that their guns are just mental. And if we give everyone basically hearts, kidneys, livers, lungs, and what's that, stomach, then if we get shot, it doesn't really matter too much. We're not going to bleed the same way as if we got like puny flesh. And we've also got, I believe, yet 2 neurohyperthreaders which need to go out. Neurohyperthreaders are pretty beast, extra 25% consciousness, don't mind if we do. And I think we got a couple people missing them, hence why we got them. There we go, there's one here. And how would you like to become a super overpowered demigod? Cool. Neuro. Okay, so we'll only be the new recruit that doesn't have them, and then we're going to have to start banging out a whole bunch more noses, because that is something that we seem to end up losing. Okay, kind of to be expected, a green skin war coming in. And not a massive amount of them. So what's that, 61 orcs? And a colossal squig. We can take that. We literally, even with the turrets down and our defences in the situation they are, I don't think that's a massive issue. And what's wrong with you? You OD? Yeah. Okay, silly orc. Right, let's get to some defensive positions. Las cannons, heavy bolters, plasmas, hell rifles, and autocannons. Not even mad. That is a good defensive setup. The colossal squig just going to get absolutely nuked before it even gets in close. Oh, he says that, but I guess it's out of range of things, and we're also missing a couple turrets along here. Yeah, done. Easy. Squigs, nothing to worry about. They're little, and that's about it. And now we got the orcs. And a lot of the orc stuff we do outrange, thankfully. If the orcs can get in like super close, then yeah, we'd be in quite a bit of trouble. And as soon as they start compressing their actual like orky raids, man, those artillery rounds are so good. We're going to be in trouble. A lot of trouble. They come in with like a bunch of like masterwork power armor with some like legendary guns, and then also a bunch of the orc bionics and war gear. Yeah, that would be a different story. But against, I wouldn't call them vanilla orcs, but fairly standard orcs. This construction specialist trait that Margarita has. Now, what is it called? We call it as the Tech Adept, but basically, where it adds +1 to quality of crafting or construction, she makes some amazing stuff. So 2 in a row, she just kicked out 2 legendary Devil Strand combat shields, which are the things that our guys are rocking. I bet they cost a fortune, but legendary is legendary. So let's see what this does. So 116% shield, well, max shield energy, which is nice, and then 65% chance per second, which in close combat is going to be awesome. Pretty much useless at range, because obviously they offer no armor pen, well, shield to any like ranged object, but in close, they will probably keep us alive for a little bit. Then we've also got our other shield belts, and that might be a slight issue. We do have, well, we're meant to have a bunch of ye old plasteel doors going into that. I'm not sure why they're not, but cool. Fine. Once this section's done, then we start working on this section, get that section done. I think we should be pretty gravy. Right, this one's good. 187 to 70. These guys should be insane. Yeah, they're even more powerful than the last slot that we came across. But at the end, they are only tribals. Now, tribals do love to sap, that has to be said. Are you guys sappers? Nope. Cool. Right, a little bit of lag there. But then they're moving like super crazy, insanely fast. So 1 time speed, and they're moving quicker than a lot of things on like 3 times speed. Well, I guess it'd actually be 18 times speed at that point. But still, alas, they are only tribals. And well, the barbed wire works against them pretty good. Literally just 1 cannon shell into this section. Yeah, boom. Massive chunk done. Easy. Cool. They did not last long at all. Happy days. So, what have we learned? Vespids are the scary creatures. Humans so far aren't all that intimidating. Now this area is finally walled off, which means that methinks we put some turrets in along here. So I'm probably going auto cannons, just because the auto cannon there is going to have a better range. So 2 auto cannons then into machine gun turrets, which will then be able to cover this section. That's the plan, hopefully. Then once that section's done, we obviously finish this section, and then kills then into here. We'll probably tweak this section as well. And then that will give us a pretty decent defensive setup. And we're also going to need machine gun turrets and all that fun stuff over here as well. Whole bunch of work, but we're getting there. See, this is what I'm kind of struggling to understand. Some raids, like this one. Ooh, we got a bunch of kit there. We'll take that. Yeah, some raids like this one, not particularly big, not particularly scary. Very easy to deal with. And then we get other raids which are like 180. And it's just like, okay. I mean, for this raid, we don't even need to pull anyone into any defensive positions because all the cannons are going to be able to sort it. And that being said about cannons being able to sort it, everything is back in. These cannons are now being worked on. Once they're finished, we start the next section across here. And then we're going to be pretty beast. One change that we did make, not a massive change, but does make a big difference, is we moved a heavy reinforced wall to here instead of having the embrasure, because things were somehow able to shoot across and into the embrasure when they're slightly behind us, which obviously isn't something what you want. And bugs are retreating. Yeah, just bugs are not all that scary anymore. And we'll cancel that as well. We don't need that there, seeing as we've got the door. Yeah, silly, silly bugs. Well, that's fun. Okay. And we know the rules by now. You gotta deal with the bug ships right at the start, or you end up in a worse situation. So I'm thinking, put it into this corner, then we can shoot it down. We did have a little scrap with some Fenrises, which wasn't super exciting, but they managed to catch Augustus out in the open, and they bit out both of his eyes. And we don't have any eyes to put back in him. Okay, Fasto is missing a gun. Actually, quite a few people are. Right. Gonna open up with a las cannon. And here come the bugs. Easy fix. Cool, done. And once upon a time they were scary. Let's carry on. Talking about scary, it was pointed out that we should definitely have some more artillery pieces. Which, yes, we are going to do. But they are going to take a little while because once again we are out of steel. So I think we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to put 4 into a section at a time and then wall that in. And what I think is we won't go for everyone to have them, because that would be a little bit, we just wouldn't have the supply network needed to keep it going basically. But I think that this should do quite nicely. Most of the research for the ship is done. Does turn out that we can't get an AI persona core, and then without the AI persona core we can't actually start the ship. So going to need to figure out a way around that. This wall does need walling in. And thinking, actually, tell you what, if we just run them in the banks like this, then what we should be able to do, quite happily, they're one off. We'll just come in from the bottom, not a biggie. Yeah, we just shunt everything across again, and then that will take us up to, we got 4 there, then that would be another 4, so that's 8, 12, 16. Okay, yeah, no, that's more than our colonists. I don't know what I'm on about. Yeah, we got plenty of artillery shells to be able to do this. So actually, with that being said, we don't need it in the same place. And another group of Humies coming in. And it doesn't seem like they're suppressed. Well, compressed. Yes, there's only 53. So I think that this must be from Rimworld instead of actually being sent anything by Igor. And what is that gun? Okay, GD buckshot launcher. Okay, alright. Reskin again. So yeah, all of the ones from the Rimsnell look like they have been redone. And okay, we know why they are in the smaller raid. They're sappers. And they've found one bit of the base that isn't stupidly heavily defended. But we're going to leave them there for a little bit. They're not actually going to be able to achieve a massive amount. They can, tunnel through some granite. And then into this section, which we were already reinforcing, but people go to other sections first. Cool. And then once they actually start getting through, we'll just bring everyone down and shoot them in the face, because all they've done is just created another version of a kill zone for themselves. Mind you, that guy does have a shield pack. Yeah, we'll shoot. They deploy that, we retreat back, and then they end up running through their own shields and then get out in the open and we gun them down. Not a issue. We got this. And it turns out the autocannons can already shoot through that gap, so... yeah, they are in for a very, very bad time. Cool. Easy. Easy fix. Now, what we need to get to is reinforcing this section down here and banging some more turrets behind it. Actually, we'll do that. Come across here. Hopefully smart construction does its job. Is that overkill? Yeah. Do I care? No. And what is going to be good? Do you know what? Let's go with some more autocannons in case everything goes wrong. And say hello to our newest recruit, Laura. Now, without any bionics, not going to be a super useful colonist, so let's see what we can do for them. So we've got cranial plating that adds 10% to head. That's cool. Microanalyzer nose. That works pretty good. 2 multi-spectrum eyes, a multi-threader. Okay, liking that. 2 advanced shoulders, 2 ears. Let's give them a heart. 2 kidneys, 2 legs, liver, 2 lungs, spine, stomach, and I think that should be everything. Only thing, oh no, Laura does have a shield, and also has the combat shield, and has some decent enough kit, also with an excellent quality plasma gun. But main reason we brought Laura in is for the grunt work crafting, because we're starting to fall behind. Just because of the amount of corpses and everything coming, and all of the resource plants. So even with like these super advanced bionic people, yeah, we're struggling a little bit to keep up. So we brought in another crafter. Skill wise, Laura's not super useful. Crafting of 3, but does have a single passion in it, so a couple skill trainers. And should be a bit of a beast. What was your bio? Psychopath, we like that. Teetotaler, we like that. No talent, we like that. And optimist, we like that. So all good traits around the board. And despite this being a massive mess, I think we have somewhat decided what we're doing with the artillery. So we're going 4 in here, 4 in there. Then we've also got the other 4 over here. So when they fire their rounds, they will need to run back and grab them. That sounds like a later problem. I think more proof of concept. I want to see what happens when 12 artillery cannons start shelling someone that would try to siege us. We are a long way away on having all that metal that we need, but something that we can definitely work on. In front, we are installing autocannons, which seems to be a pretty common trait. Those things are awesome, and then they're going to be backed up by machine gun turrets just to prevent anything coming in close. Then down here, we've decided a similar thing. 2 autocannons there in the back. I don't think we really need to do too much fancy work over here, just because, well, the autocannons are in range of the walls, so therefore the sappers won't tunnel through. So this section should be safe, and if it's not, those there are going to do a decent amount to keep the enemies away. And also turns out that we have a wooden door here, and wooden doors are not allowed. And 190 granite chunks. Don't mind that at all. Guess this is do or die and 1 times speed. These Vespid are even more crazy than the ones we were fighting before. 83% sharp, blunt and heat. Market value 11,230. Shooting accuracy 99.9. Movement speed 22 tiles. Mental break threshold 1%. These guys are mentally powerful. Medical 10 speed 1293. Medical operation speed 1042. Cool. Okay, he's got zoom, rending claws, feathered wings, reinforced torso shell. These are even better than the ones we fought before, but I guess that's kind of to be expected. Now, we already have A1 moving to our defensive positions. A1 does have advanced bionic legs, but still, that might not be fast enough. So yeah, the scaling on these guys is pretty nuts. I keep thinking that's a 3 times speed. It's not. It's 1 time speed. And we've got a bunch of them that are already closed in. And, well, we're kind of hitting them and they've found a new way through. We've got autocannons in the back that are going to buy us some time. It doesn't look like we're getting mashed up quite the same way. Fasto's got a tag, Laura's got a tag. Augustus, they somehow got through his armour. They managed to take that turret there out. 1 turret up there. These ones are buying us some time. Okay, we need something a little bit more than what we have now. Yeah, they just carved through that barbed wire. So, to me, that means, because I'm good like this, more barbed wire down here. Nobody goes that way anyway, so we reinforce across there. We want the path this way, so we reinforce along here, there, and there. Actually, one more on the back. Let's just reinforce all of this section. We're not going to have too much barbed wire. I don't think that that is really a thing. So long as we can keep up and maintain it, we should be good. And hopefully that stops them being able to just sprint down here and get on top of us. When they're out in the open, we got a better chance. These turrets weren't online, so we would have had a bit more firepower. But yeah, they cause a lot of damage. Come on, we're going to get him. Yeah, cool, there's one down. So it turns out, even if they get hit, they are not invincible. And everyone seems okay. Yeah. We probably lost a few bionic parts. That seems to be a theme that we're coming across. That is just bad etiquette. Jeez, they hit so hard. Okay. Well, more turrets in the back. Okay, A1 off draft. Let's get on with stuff. And Cowboy and whom? Pavis. Okay. Alright, let's play a little game of peekaboo. Plasma guns are so good. He managed to come down and take these two out as well. And I think there's a third one somewhere. Okay, so turrets keep us alive, but they're expensive to replace, which is a trade I am willing to make. Actually, let's remove this one and then reinforce across here. And across here. Cool. So we're not even getting close to getting through what we're producing. So what's that, like 14,000 steel shrooms that need to go through, and then we've got the plasteel bulbs and then the golden ferns. Skill trainers, I think, are the next thing we need to take care of. Once again, a green skin is coming in. Not that that is crazy big yet again. I think it's only like 50 odd orcs. Then obviously they got the colossal squig, bunch of other little squigs coming in. Actually, all being said, let's get to defensive positions for just in case anything goes a little bit wrong. We haven't been able to repair up much of the base. That is for sure. All of the barbed wire over here is still gone, but we're always going to lose barbed wire over here just because we're launching explosives at it. That section literally hasn't been touched. Those cannons are in though. That's good. So anything that pokes its head around the corner is just going to get nuked. And then we also moved the walls to put an extra bit on here because this kept getting shot through. But it looks like that is still not enough, so we might need to come out by one more wall on this section. Basically, our guys, because we've got so much building going on, just do not have enough time to go around and do repairs, because repairs are like secondary priority to actually building. Yeah, pretty straightforward, that fight. Not too mad about that, but what we do have, which is going to be quite nice, is a whole bunch of steel slag. Because we didn't clear it from the last raid, and I completely forgot. Not that we run super low on steel, but yet again, we're just burning through it so ridiculously quickly that we need something, well, yeah, we just need more steel. Not sure why I was trying to overcomplicate that. We just needed more steel. We have now, well, we are putting in a extra electric smelter, hopefully to get more people on it, but that still does not seem enough to keep up with the demand that we have on the plants. So we've got 27,000 in storage now, and that does not seem to be going down particularly quickly. Running out of gold, that's another issue, but details, we can survive with that. This section, we do have... Okay, I was going to say we had all the artillery pieces, but we don't, and it seems... Okay, no, a raid straight off the back of that one. Compressed from 89 to 70. Cool. Well, it's just tribal, so we'll leave them to the turrets, but that is not going to be crazy scary. This area is getting walled off, albeit slowly, and Crocodile keeps getting himself stuck in that. I think once you start putting too many bionics on, it kind of messes with the pathing that they got set. We'll move those granite chunks across. This wall here hasn't been touched, so we are running the risk that if sappers come in, then they'll go back through this section. But as we saw last time, it is not a massive threat. Now for what's happening in the kill zone. He did survive. No, he didn't. Rackham. No, last cannon to the face. Really not good for your life expectancy, buddy. Sorry to tell you that. These guys are... I would say I feel bad for them, but I don't. I just find it really funny just watching them come in. And then just a massive artillery shells hit them. Times like this, it does make me wish I had Ignorance as Bliss on, so we wouldn't be getting attacked by tribals. But then when you got compressed raids, it doesn't really matter too much. After that's going to be another raid coming in, but it's just an Odin hunt. We're not too interested in that. That is not... Well, we can't leave the map tile. Just slightly problematic, you see. Yeah, I think that's is done. Not that we can really see it, but we are going to start the ship. Now, like I said, I'm not too sure how we are going to get the Persona core so that we can actually put it in the ship so we can fly away, but that sounds like a problem for a later time. We are digging in pretty deep. Nutriamine is yet again running out because we don't have enough time to go hunting, and we're also getting so much kit that we literally cannot break it down quick enough. Everything now is starting to overflow, so we need to really get onto those skill trainers. But the building on the other side is going okay. So that's been fixed up. These are all fixed up. All of those down there. Well, we're still missing one there, but that's not a big issue. This is going in quite nicely. I'm not sure how they managed this, but they completely butchered this section. But details, that is something that we can work on. It's not the end of the world. Power core still needs going there. This area needs repairing. A whole bunch of barbed wire. And still a whole bunch more tiling in that. But that sounds like problems for another episode. So thank you very much for watching the Steel Legion. I have been Conti. All your likes, comments, sub support have been amazing. You guys are awesome. And I'll catch you on the next one.